Hi, this is Daryl Meyer from Keller, Texas. Finally, it's Friday, June 18th, 2010. Let's get right into the news today. This first story out of ynetnews.com says, report, Egypt refuses to stop Iranian ships. Kuwaiti paper says Egypt denied Israeli request to prevent Gaza aid ships from passing through the Suez Canal. So Egypt rejected Israel's request not to assist the Iranian ships slated to sail to the Gaza Strip in the coming days, Kuwaiti paper Al-Dar reported today. This report was not confirmed by official Egyptian elements, though. The facts regarding the Iranian flotilla to Gaza are vague and shrouded in mystery. As of yet, it is unclear whether the ships have already set sail, and the number of people on deck is unknown. At the start of the week, Iranian state radio reported that the first ship has already set sail and that another ship was slated to leave this weekend. According to the Iranian Red Crescent, the ships are carrying humanitarian aid, including gifts for the children of Gaza, baby clothes, toys, and dolls. So Egypt is saying, we're not going to stop them. If they come through the Suez Canal, we will not stop them. So looks like Egypt is going to let them through. The only people they stop, they say, are people that are at war with Egypt, which currently Iran is not. Here's a story out of IsraelToday.com. Says, growing Israeli interest in Yeshua. Of course, that's Jesus. Messianic ministry Revive Israel, located just outside Jerusalem, reports that its staff and partner ministries have experienced an upsurge in interest among secular and religious Israelis in the person and ministry of Yeshua, Jesus Christ. In their latest newsletter, Sahar S. writes that a group of 40 young Israeli college students recently visited the Revive Israel offices to ask questions regarding Jesus and the New Testament for a course on Israeli history and culture, an uprise in interest in Jesus Christ. That, my friends, is good news. Here's a story out of BritainNews.net. Gates says Iran could unleash hundreds of thousands of missiles on Europe. United States intelligence sources have determined that Iran could shower Europe with scores of missiles. Defense Secretary Robert Gates has said his intelligence units had researched Iran's ballistic missile capability and had decided Europe would have to deal with scores or even hundreds of missiles if Iran decided to attack. Why are they running this scenario? Because there's a good chance Iran could attack. That's all I'm going to say about that. Here's another story. This is kind of scary. This actually came out of FoxNews.com, but I've seen this story on other websites as well today. Exclusive alert issued for 17 Afghan military members AWOL from U.S. Air Force Base. A nationwide alert has been issued for 17 members of the Afghan military who have gone AWOL from Air Force Base in Texas, where foreign military officers who are training to become pilots are taught English and sounds kind of scary. This has gone out. Be on the lookout. Naval Criminal Investigative Services in Dallas has said, be on the lookout for these people. This is a serious situation here. They're like, why have these 17 people from Afghanistan all disappeared? And they have, they have some pretty good identification cards. They can gain access to secure military installations, which they could attempt to enter DoD installations. Sounds a little scary. They're concerned what these people are doing and why have they disappeared, and they are afraid we are facing some type of attack here on American soil with weapons of mass destruction of some sort. Little scary. Here's a story out of Reuters. Putin boasts that new jet fighter is better than U.S. plane. Prime Minister Vladimir Putin out of Russia climbed into the cockpit of Russia's newest fighter jet and said it would trump a U.S.-built rival, the F-22 Raptor. Putin watched a test flight of a fifth-generation stealth fighter dubbed the T-50 and billed as Russia's first all-new warplane since the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. He says this machine will be superior to our main competitor, the F-22, in terms of maneuverability, weaponry, and range. Putin Putin said the plane would cost up to 3 times less than similar aircraft in the West and could remain in service for 30 to 35 years with upgrades, according to the report. Says this shows Russia can challenge U.S. technology and modernize its military after a period of post-Soviet decay. Russia also plans to manufacture T-50s jointly with India. Interesting that Russia is upgrading their military at this time. Okay, here's something that I just have to report. This is out of onenewsnow.com. onenewsnow.com. Reports say Obama admitted he's a Muslim. Had a couple of people inquire about my comments in yesterday's video that I said Obama's a Muslim. Let me just tell you, I believe he is, and we're going to see more and more over the next few months that indeed he is. 2 media reports are serving to fuel speculation about Barack Obama's religious beliefs. Since before he was elected, controversy has stirred over the extent of President Obama's ties to Islam. During the campaign, he spoke openly of both his Muslim upbringing and his adult conversion to Christianity. But now 2 major Middle East media outlets, Nile TV International and Israel Today magazine, are reporting that the president has admitted in recent months that he is a Muslim. Those outlets say that Obama, in a one-on-one meeting earlier this year with Egyptian Foreign Minister Ahmed Abul-Gheit, told Gheit that he was still a Muslim, the son of a Muslim father, and the stepson of a Muslim stepfather, and that his half-brothers in Kenya are all Muslims, and that he was sympathetic toward the Muslim agenda. Really? I think we've seen that very clearly. He has... let's just take this as an example. When Netanyahu came to America last, there was no photo ops, there was no story. He treated him terribly, and you didn't hear a lot of news stories on that coverage. Abbas comes to town. Oh, there's pictures, there's video, there's all kinds of stories. He was so gracious to Abbas. You can clearly see in his actions, which far speak louder than words, that he is very sympathetic to the Muslim agenda. This goes on to say, Pamela Geller, publisher of AtlasShrugs.com and author of the new book, The Post-American Presidency, The Obama Administration's War on America, says this most recent comment by Obama has been ignored by the mainstream media and should be of great concern to U.S. citizens. In this latest report, former Prime Minister Gheit on Nile television said, in confidence, Obama told him he was a Muslim, and that after he straightened out domestic issues, he would show the Muslim world how to handle Israel. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's not me. Don't yell at me. I'm just reporting what's clearly all over the place. And if you look at the man's record, he's clearly Muslim. And don't say, RR 786 pack, don't say he can't be a Muslim because he's fighting against Muslims. Guess what? Muslims fight against Muslims. It's in the Bible. Okay? When it describes Ishmael, it says his hand will be against everyone, everyone's hand will be against his, and he will live in hostility toward all his brothers. Okay? So, that's just another story. Okay. Today, let me go right to the Word. Romans 15:20. I don't have a lot of time, so I want to cover as many verses as I can. This hits home for me because it's kind of the way I feel. Paul says, it has always been my ambition to preach the gospel where Christ was not known, so that I would not be building on someone else's foundation. Rather, as it is written, those who were not told about him will see, and those who have not heard will understand. Let me go to Job 11, verse 13 through 15. And that says, yet if you devote your heart to him and stretch out your hands to him, if you put away the sin that is in your hand and allow no evil to dwell in your tent, then you will lift up your face without shame, you will stand firm and without fear. Let me go to Psalm 91, verse 9 through 11. If you make the Most High your dwelling, even the Lord, who is my refuge, then no harm will befall you. No disaster will come near your tent, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Let me go to Psalm 26, verse 3. Psalm 26, verse 3 says, for your love is ever before me, and I walk continually in your truth. That's a good one. In Luke, this weekend we're going to celebrate Father's Day. In Luke 15:11, you read about the prodigal son. But let me tell you, that father was awesome. And Jesus told this parable, and of course the father in the story is God, and the prodigal son is everyone who strayed from God and has come back to him, and God welcomes him with open arms. This weekend I want you to honor your father, but let me give you a few verses here. Matthew 7:11 says, "If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him?" And in Matthew 23:9, Jesus said, "And do not call anyone on earth Father, for you have one Father, and he is heaven." He's in heaven. Okay? Whew, a lot to cover this weekend. Listen, guys, have a great weekend. Tell your dad you love him. Honor him. If you don't have a father, honor your Father in heaven. I hope you know Jesus Christ as your Savior. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Good Lord willing, I'll see you again on Monday.